The year was around 201 AD, in the heart of Budalia, nestled within the verdant lands of Pannonia Inferior, where my journey began. I, Decius, emerged into the world, a babe destined for greatness amidst the tumultuous currents of Roman politics and power. Though the specifics of my lineage remain shrouded in the mists of time, it is known that I hailed from a family of senators, where the echoes of ambition and duty reverberated through the halls of our ancestral home. My early years were steeped in the traditions of our noble lineage, where the legacy of Rome's glory days served as both inspiration and burden. From the tender age of learning, I was groomed for the responsibilities that awaited me, guided by tutors versed in the arts of rhetoric, philosophy, and the intricacies of governance. Yet, amidst the rigors of education, I found solace in the whispers of history, drawing inspiration from the tales of Rome's illustrious past and the deeds of her noble sons. As the shadows of adolescence yielded to the light of adulthood, I embarked on a journey of self-discovery, seeking to carve my name into the annals of Rome's storied history. It was a time of fervent ambition and boundless dreams, where the weight of familial expectations spurred me onward, a beacon guiding me through the labyrinth of Roman politics. But fate, that fickle mistress, had grander designs in store for me. In the year 245 AD, the Emperor Philip the Arabian, a figure of both admiration and intrigue, entrusted me with a command on the Danube, a pivotal moment that would forever alter the course of my destiny. Little did I know that this would be the crucible in which my mettle would be tested, forging me into a leader of men and architect of empire. In the crucible of war and diplomacy, I honed my skills, navigating the treacherous currents of imperial favor and senatorial ambition. And then, in the fateful year of 249 AD, destiny beckoned with a call that could not be denied. In the heart of conflict, amidst the clash of steel and the cries of battle, I was proclaimed emperor allegedly against my will, though history would weave its own narrative around that pivotal moment. Thus began my ascent, a journey fraught with peril and promise, as I stood upon the precipice of power, gazing out across the vast expanse of the Roman world, knowing that the burdens of leadership would soon rest upon my shoulders. And so, with resolve forged in the fires of adversity, I embraced my destiny, ready to carve my mark upon the annals of history as Emperor Decius, ruler of Rome. The year was 249 AD, a time of uncertainty and upheaval within the Roman Empire. As the shadows of war loomed large upon the horizon, I, Decius, found myself thrust into the swirling maelstrom of imperial politics, where ambition and intrigue danced a deadly waltz amidst the corridors of power. The proclamation of my ascension to the throne came as both a shock and a revelation, a culmination of years spent toiling in the shadows of obscurity, biding my time until fate deemed me worthy of wielding the mantle of imperial authority. Allegedly against my will, the crown was thrust upon my brow amidst the chaos of battle, as the clash of steel and the thunder of hooves echoed across the blood-soaked fields of Verona. Yet, despite the tumultuous circumstances of my elevation, I accepted the burden of leadership with a solemn determination, for I knew that the fate of Rome rested upon my shoulders. With the blood of emperors coursing through my veins and the weight of history bearing down upon me, I vowed to steer the ship of state through the stormy seas of adversity, guided by the twin beacons of duty and honor. In the wake of my ascension, I cast my gaze across the breadth of the empire, surveying the myriad challenges that lay ahead. From the barbarian hordes that threatened our borders to the simmering discontent within the ranks of the senatorial elite, I knew that the road ahead would be fraught with peril and uncertainty. Yet, with the steel of resolve coursing through my veins, I embraced the daunting task that lay before me, ready to confront whatever trials fate had in store. And so, with the weight of imperial authority resting upon my shoulders, I embarked upon a journey that would define the course of my reign, a journey filled with triumph and tragedy, glory and sacrifice, as I sought to safeguard the legacy of Rome and ensure the prosperity of her people. For though the path ahead may be fraught with peril, I knew that with courage and conviction, I would prove worthy of the title bestowed upon me, Emperor Decius, ruler of Rome. The mantle of imperial authority settled upon my shoulders like a heavy cloak, burdened with the weight of expectation and the echoes of centuries past. As Emperor Decius, I ascended to the throne of Rome in the year 249 AD, a time of great uncertainty and upheaval within the empire. From the outset of my reign, I was faced with myriad challenges, both foreign and domestic, that threatened to undermine the foundations of Roman power. Foremost among these challenges was the looming spectre of barbarian incursions along the empire's frontiers. The Gothic invasion of Moesia and Thrace posed a grave threat to the stability of the Danube frontier, testing the resolve of Rome's legions and the efficacy of its defenses. With steely determination, I marshaled the might of Rome's legions and led them into battle against the encroaching tide of barbarian invaders. The fields of Moesia and Thrace became the crucible in which the fate of the empire would be decided, as Roman and Gothic warriors clashed in a desperate struggle for supremacy. Yet, even as I waged war on the frontiers of the empire, I recognized that the challenges facing Rome were not limited to external threats alone. Within the hallowed halls of the imperial palace, whispers of discontent and conspiracy echoed like a sinister refrain, threatening to undermine the very fabric of Roman society. With unwavering resolve, I sought to confront these internal threats head-on, rooting out corruption and treachery wherever it lay. From the highest echelons of the senatorial elite to the lowliest ranks of the imperial bureaucracy, I wielded the sword of justice with impartiality and determination, ensuring that the laws of Rome were upheld and that those who sought to subvert them were swiftly brought to heel. Yet, amidst the tumult of war and intrigue, I never lost sight of the true purpose of my reign, to safeguard the welfare of Rome and ensure the prosperity of her people. Through policies aimed at revitalizing the economy, strengthening the military, and promoting civic virtue, I sought to lay the foundations for a new era of Roman greatness, where the glory of the empire would shine forth like a beacon to all the nations of the world. And though the road ahead was fraught with peril and uncertainty, I faced the challenges of my reign with unwavering courage and determination, secure in the knowledge that the fate of Rome lay in my hands. For as Emperor Decius, I was not merely a ruler, but a steward of Rome's legacy, entrusted with the solemn duty of preserving the majesty of the empire for generations to come. The year was 251 AD, and the winds of fate blew with a cold and merciless fury across the blood-soaked fields of Abritus in the land of Moesia. It was there, amidst the marshy swamps and the clamor of battle, that the final chapter of my reign would be written in blood and sacrifice. The Gothic horde, emboldened by their earlier victories, descended upon the Roman legions with a ferocity born of desperation and desire for conquest. In the heart of the fray, I stood at the forefront of my armies, a beacon of resolve amidst the chaos of war. Alongside me fought my loyal son, Herennius, a testament to the bond of blood and duty that bound us together. But despite our valor and determination, the tide of battle turned against us, as the Gothic onslaught proved too overwhelming to withstand. In the end, it was not the sword of an enemy that felled me, but the capricious hand of fate itself. Amidst the chaos of the battlefield, I fell, mortally wounded, my lifeblood staining the earth beneath me. As the clamor of battle faded into the distance, I knew that my time upon this earth was drawing to a close. With the specter of death looming large before me, I turned my thoughts not to my own mortality, but to the fate of Rome and the legacy that I would leave behind. In those final moments, as the light of life ebbed from my body, I entrusted the future of the empire to those who would come after me. To Valerian, my chosen successor, I bequeathed the mantle of imperial authority, charging him with the solemn duty of safeguarding Rome's legacy and ensuring the prosperity of her people. And so, with my dying breath, I passed into the annals of history, a martyr to the cause of Roman greatness and a testament to the fleeting nature of mortal existence. Though my life may have been cut short on the fields of Abritus, the flame of my legacy burns eternal, a beacon of inspiration to all who would follow in my footsteps. For as Emperor Decius, I may have fallen in battle, but the spirit of Rome lives on, undaunted and unyielding in the face of adversity. As the dust settled upon the blood-stained fields of Abritus and the echoes of battle faded into memory, the legacy of Emperor Decius endured, a testament to the indomitable spirit of Rome and the resilience of her people. Though my reign may have been marked by tragedy and strife, the impact of my rule reverberated throughout the annals of history, shaping the destiny of the empire for generations to come. One of the defining features of my legacy was the persecution of Christians, a dark chapter in Roman history that would cast a shadow over my reign for centuries to come. In my efforts to uphold the traditional values of Rome and restore the glory of her pagan past, I instituted the first organized persecution of Christians throughout the empire, ordering all citizens to perform a religious sacrifice in the presence of commissioners. Yet, despite the fervor of my efforts, the suppression of Christianity only served to strengthen the resolve of its followers, inspiring acts of defiance and martyrdom that would galvanize the nascent faith and ultimately pave the way for its triumph. But my legacy was not confined solely to the realm of religious persecution. Throughout my reign, I sought to confront the myriad challenges facing the empire with courage and determination, implementing policies aimed at revitalizing the economy, strengthening the military, and promoting civic virtue. Though my efforts may have been cut short by untimely death, the seeds of reform that I planted would take root and flourish in the fertile soil of Roman society, laying the groundwork for a new era of prosperity and stability. Yet, perhaps the greatest legacy of my reign was the example that I set as a leader and statesman, guided by principles of duty, honor, and sacrifice. In the face of overwhelming adversity, I stood firm, unwavering in my commitment to the welfare of Rome and the prosperity of her people. Though my life may have ended in tragedy on the fields of Abritus, the spirit of Emperor Decius lived on in the hearts and minds of all who cherished the ideals of Roman greatness. And so, as the pages of history turn and the centuries pass, the legacy of Emperor Decius endures as a testament to the enduring power of the Roman spirit. Though I may have been but a fleeting figure in the grand tapestry of Roman history, the impact of my reign reverberates still, a reminder of the sacrifices made and the challenges overcome in the name of empire and glory. Thank you for watching. Our channel, known as the Renaissance Spirit, is dedicated to the pursuits of a just, equitable, and humanitarian world. Video topics encompass areas including history, politics, religion, personal development, society, culture, social and environmental justice and other topics of liberal arts and sciences including ancient Rome and the Roman Empire, which is a great comparison and contrast of the modern world. Topics perfect for the true modern polymath. The Renaissance ushered in a golden age and the pursuit of knowledge both lost to time and yet to be discovered. It gave birth to the Enlightenment and the Age of Reason. Embracing truth, knowledge, and an understanding and compassion for humanity opens up the world to each of us, individually, and improves all of humanity, affording us the opportunity to be better stewards of the earth and to each other. The Renaissance spirit, more than just a philosophy or style, but a style for living, learning, growing and thinking. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and share. If you're looking to explore and experience what life has to offer, I'm sure you'll enjoy the other videos on my channel. Please peruse, and let me know in the comments what you get out of them and what other videos you'd like to see. But first, please take the quiz next to see if you're a Renaissance spirit. Live the Renaissance spirit.